Good morning, everybody. We'll be starting in just a second. That here. Good morning, and good morning. Let me share my screen. There we go. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then one last thing left to share my mug. Right. Hmm. All right. Hold on a second. Let me see what's going on here. I heard some noises. I guess it was birds. Let me say hello to everybody. I got birds outside. I like birds. Good morning, Devin, CJ, Arnulfo, Bill, Spider Monkey, Stacy, Kevin, Steve, John, Dave, Richard, Christian, Piet DeBrog, Vernon, Carrie, Stephen, JB, Timothy, David, Deb, Lydia, Vertuvian, Jeff, Mark, Harry, Ray, John, Karen the Shark. Don't forget, Karen the Shark is in the house. I love it. I love it, Karen. Jill, good morning, Jill. Matt, Wade, War Dog, Jesse. Thank you for that nice email yesterday, Jesse. I will be responding later to you today. Harold, Thomas, Robert, Javad, Peter, Afshin, Wesley. Good morning, Cam. Good morning. Charlie Clyde is in the house. Steve is in the house. Carr, Dr. Serena is here. Yay. Our actuary's back. I love it. I love it. Cheese Gray Trader, Pat, Sherman, Kathy, William is in the house. Martin's here. Hey, Martin, I haven't seen you in a while. How's New York treating you? Kevin, Ivano, Eduardo, Kirk, Genevieve. Uh, thank you, Cam. Daniel, Bob, Richard from Puente Gordes here. So nice to see everybody here. So nice to see everybody here. We got Dave, Deanna, Scuba Chris. Scuba Chris, good morning. We got Bob. Good morning, Bob. Good to see you. Good to see you. Henry, Gregory, Stan, Daniel. AI founded by Grok, touted as world's smartest AI. Okay, good to know. Good to know, Daniel. GM, Rick, good morning, Rick. Good to see you here. Good to see you here. Gustavo, good morning. Make sure that you say hello to Jax. Bob, talk stocks with me. Yes, I'm going to talk stocks with you. From Ontario. Wow. Nice. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Debbie, Frank, Tom, Mike, Anukumar, Lori, Ira. Good morning, Ira. Good to see you here. It was nice communicating with you over the weekend. Raj, Stan, Don, Louie, Krish, Carlos. Good morning. Taco Tuesday. It is Taco Tuesday. I'll give you that, Carlos. We got a lot of people here. That's what we got. We got Gregory, James. We got Art, Martin, Rainey. Okay. Good morning, Brian. Good to see you. Good morning, Edgar, Naples fan, Bob, basketball trainers, Rick. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, actually, let me give Matt a little note. Okay. Sorry about that. You guys reminded me of something, so I needed to communicate to Matt. Let me give you guys some links. Let me give you guys some links. Here is a link for my VIP room, okay? Now, I wanted to tell you what I'm going to be covering today in the VIP room. I think you guys are going to be, I think you guys are going to like this. Uh, yep, context definitely matters. So let me tell you what I'm going to be teaching today in the VIP room. I think you guys are going to be really impressed. I'm going to give a masterclass today. What is seasonality in stocks? What is basket trading, institutional basket trading? Why does seasonality happen? Which month is seasonality the strongest? How to get the most out of seasonality in the stock market? Which technical methods work best with seasonality? Several stocks which have a strong seasonality period going into the next couple of weeks. I'm going to spend an hour talking about that in the VIP room. Does that sound reasonable to all of you? Okay. What is seasonality? What is basket trading? When does seasonality happen? Which month is seasonality strongest? How to get the most out of seasonality in stocks using technical analysis? Which technical methods work best with seasonality? Several stocks that are primed for seasonality, and maybe even sectors that are primed for seasonality. Okay. Tell me if that sounds reasonable. Tell me if that sounds reasonable. That's what the agenda today is for the VIP room. So here's the link for that. All right. That's the agenda. I'm sticking to it. Now, if you guys missed the VIP room today, you're really missing out. Okay. You're going to be missing out big. You're going to be missing out big. Don't do it. Don't miss out on the VIP room. And let me give you a link on Customer Service Live, the Cam and Gustavo show. The best place to be, where Cam can always explain to you and answer all of your questions. Another round of edumacation. That's right. Thank you, Richard. I appreciate it. Yep. Christian says very reasonable. Doris says good morning. Good, good, good. Well, Dr. Serena, we're going to keep an eye on you. We're going to make sure you're okay. All right. Keep me posted. Even if you're not here, just send me a quick email so I can update everybody, because folks want to know how you're doing. All right, Dr. Serena, do we have a deal? Please, a lot of folks want to make sure you're okay. So please, please, please send me email. Here's my email address, Dr. Serena. I know you have it, but just in case. There you go. We all want to make sure you're okay. All right. Good morning, Penny, and thank you for that wonderful email you sent me yesterday. Yes. Okay. Folks, you guys know exactly what I'm about to start with, okay? You guys know exactly how I roll. What are the major catalysts? What are the major catalysts for today? Let's start with the MOTS. What's the major catalyst for today? I have it written down right here, as I always do, right here. And I wish I could even make it clearer for you, but I have them right here. I always write them down on the top. Rick says VIP is worth the price of admission. I agree with you. Glad you're back. Yep. Okay, Richard. Richard doesn't mess around. China trade talks, rare earth. Okay, those are still in play. I'll give you that. Apple conference. Yeah, okay, that's still in play. I'll give you that. I'll give you those two. Why GME, Richard? Why GME? Why McDonald's? But I got to tell you, Richard, you're doing better than most. Pretty good, Richard. Pretty good, Richard. I got to give it to you, Richard. You're not doing bad. You're not doing bad. You guys are all doing better, actually. You guys got the Casey's. You guys got the McDonald's. You got TSM. There's a couple of things you guys missed. A couple of things. But you guys got most of it. You're getting most of it. And let me ask you a question before I give you the catalysts. And you guys are getting most of them. You guys are getting most of them. Are they helping you when you're looking at the market in the morning? Richard from Puente Gorda, when you're looking at the market in the morning and you know all these catalysts, are they helping you understand the dynamic of the markets during the trading session? Instead of just doing this all day, is it keeping you guys more focused? Yes, Jim, that is a major catalyst. Yes, Carlos, that's a major catalyst. Okay, all right. It's keeping you guys on the right side of the market. Okay, so consumer inflation report is not a catalyst for today. It'll be a catalyst tomorrow, but not today. Okay, so let me tell you what I have written down as my catalysts. You guys did get most of them right. The civil unrest has nothing to do with the market. Marge, the civil unrest will not. I don't know if you guys have noticed something about me. If it doesn't impact stocks, Uncle Roger doesn't talk about it. That stuff that's going on in LA, it's not impacting the stock market globally. I ain't going to talk about it. You're not going to get anything political out of me if it's not moving the market. I want you guys to know I really don't. I really do mean that. I don't get into politics. If you think it's politics and I'm talking about it, it's financial. Okay? Tariffs are financial. They're not political. Last time I checked. Okay? Okay, so all right, you guys got most of them. I think you might have missed one of them. So why don't I tell you what they are, and I'm gonna read off of here. I don't know if you guys could see them right now. I don't know if it. Let's see, huh? It doesn't want to. Hold on. It doesn't want to. Do you see it? Can you see it right here? Can you see it right here? Just to show you that I'm not BSing you. So I'm going to tell you what it says. Bitcoin, GME, you guys got that one. Some of you got it for the wrong reason, not because of earnings, because of the Bitcoin. Here's one that all of you missed. All of you missed this. UBS Bank, Europe, UBS Bank, financials. What happened in Europe overnight? UBS Bank. You guys all missed that one. I think everybody missed it. Let me see if anybody didn't miss it. Yeah, everybody missed it. So I'm going to read you. You don't have to ask. I'm going to read you exactly what it is. UBS Finance, Bitcoin GME. I'm just telling you exactly what I have written down right here. I'm literally reading to you. Bitcoin GME, UBS Financials, Tesla, TSM Chips, consumer stocks, Casey McDonald's. You guys all got those. You guys got that. And then what Richard says, Apple and tariffs, because that's still not done yet. That's still from yesterday, but it is still here. So Bitcoin, GME, UBS Financials, Tesla, TSM Chips, consumer stocks, Casey's and McDonald's, plus all the stuff from yesterday that is still in there. So you guys are doing pretty damn good. No, peanuts. That's not enough of a catalyst. Folks, if I talk about politics, that means it's squarely within financial space. If politics is here and financials here, I'm not going to talk about politics. Okay? I don't care, and I'm not going to. If it doesn't impact the stock markets directly, I'm never going to talk about it. Okay? Okay. So, good job. No, it wasn't a new regulation in Europe. I'll tell you what it was in Europe in a second here. Let me show you right here. I even highlighted it twice. Europe is down. UBS Group sliding over 7% following Swiss government proposal that require the bank to hold additional 26 billion in capital. That's UBS Bank. That's a big bank. That can impact other global financial stocks. Yes. So that's Mike. Yes. That's a catalyst. That's a global catalyst. The stuff that's happening in LA with 1,000 people is not a market catalyst. No. Okay. All right. Let's start with the market. So not much happening today. Still very calm. I'm glad I didn't really. I really wanted to buy a couple of stocks in the pit yesterday. I was looking at DRI. I was looking at Microsoft again. I was looking at IBM. I was looking at Palantir again. There was a lot of stocks, but I just didn't feel comfortable with all this stuff heading into CPI, and I didn't see anything that I could have bought yesterday that I couldn't have bought today for the same price or better. So I wasn't really seeing a major rally in the market. By the way, you guys did really well on the catalyst. You guys are doing better every day on the catalyst. Don't forget, VIP room today. I'm going to be talking. You guys are doing much, much better. 2 weeks ago, you guys could barely do it. Now you guys are getting it together. A lot of you, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but a lot of you, your stock market analysis and ability has tremendously improved since you've been coming here. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but a lot of you are becoming sharks. A lot of you are starting to really get this. Matter of fact, a lot of times that I'm asking you for stocks, you guys are giving me really good stocks. Soon I'm going to start trading the stocks you guys are giving me. And I'll give you credit for it, but that's like the best thing possible. That's the best. And most importantly, when you come out of my room and you go to see other gurus, you could see the ones that are ass clowns like this now. You could see the ones that have no idea what the hell they're talking about. Like if a guru doesn't know what the catalysts are that are driving price in the morning, then what the hell good is he? Right? Like you gotta know who's on top of this stuff and who thinks he's like. It's very easy for somebody to give themselves a guru designation, but for every 100 gurus that I've seen, maybe there's one good one. Okay, so I'm just telling you guys, there's a lot of shit out there. Excuse my French. Okay, let's talk about the market. U.S. dollar. Is the U.S. dollar giving us any degree of confirmation to anything good? No, not at all. The U.S. dollar is in a wait and see mode. And by the way, July 9th is coming. July 9th is not that far off. And we have officially not made any deals with any other countries. We do not have one deal in place. And maybe Zimbabwe will come, but that's about it. Okay, because the world needs us more than we need it. Okay, and I'm going to keep telling you that every single day. Richard says, Pro Trader Dashboard, major factor in improving our stock picking ability. Well, I'm so happy to hear that, Richard. Wait till you hear me do a couple of sessions on Alpha Zone Pro. Oy vey, you're going to love that. You're going to love that. By the way, anybody get 4 winners in Trading Zone Live yesterday? Want to make sure you guys are getting in on that? Want to make sure you guys are taking advantage of that? Oh, just want to make a quick comment, okay? Folks, I've had a couple of emails asking me this. Trading Alpha Zone Pro is a indicator. It's a platform, it's a tool. Trading Zone Live is an alert service. For some reason, folks think that my job in Trading Zone Live is to just tell you when the arrows in Alpha Zone Pro come up. Folks, I'm going to explain something to you. I would never charge you $1,000 or $2,000 for a service that just uses a telegram to give you alerts on Alpha Zone Pro. First of all, I think that would be redundant. Second of all, I think that would be retarded. Why? Well, why would I give you an alert service using 31 years of my experience and Matt's experience to give you alerts that you could just simply get from Alpha Zone Pro? It would make no sense. I use everything I've learned in my 31 years to give you guys those alerts, which I'm hoping that's what you want. I use the Volt, I use the VIX, I use the ADD, I use everything. I use stock picks. Okay. So for folks who think that Trading Zone Live is just an alert service for Alpha Zone Pro, it's not. It's an alert service for trading indexes based on everything I've learned in 31 years. Very similarly, how Pro Trader Dashboard is great, but in the pit, I use everything I know. I don't just use the Pro Trader Dashboard, right? And I mean, wouldn't you guys want me to do that? Or do you want me to restrict to just what I put into the pit, it would be stupid. It would be foolish. I would just be replicating what you guys could do yourself. So Trading Zone Live is not just me giving you typing up signals that Alpha Zone Pro is giving. That would be really stupid, and I would never do something like that to you. So for anybody who thinks that, please get that out of your head. I've gotten like 4 emails. Well, Alpha Zone Pro only had 2 arrows, but you gave us 5 alerts. Yes, because you see, I can't put into Alpha Zone Pro everything I've learned in 31 years. I thought that's kind of self-explanatory. And people get upset. They want me to stick to just what I do in Alpha Zone Pro. Like, don't you want me to use everything I've learned in 31 years to give you signals? Doesn't that make more sense? Okay. Yeah, it's just I just want you guys to understand that if I have to rely on arrows as an alert service, then you should fire me. Okay. I think I'm a little better than that. Okay. I mean, I think I'm a little better than that. Just FYI. So again, I just want to make sure. Now, I assumed it was pretty self-explanatory, but if it's not self-explanatory, I just want to make sure you guys are aware of that. Okay. I don't need to sit in front of the computer all day to generate signals that you can get mechanically from a computer. Okay? Just FYI. All right. All right. Let's continue. That's right, Gregory. Of course. Just like you do, Richard. Use it as a tool. It would help if you traded with the Alpha Zone Pro so we could learn how to use it efficiently. Trading with us would help us learn. Carla, I've done that several times and I will continue doing that. I'm going to do several live day trading sessions for Alpha Zone Pro and Trading Zone Live starting in July when I come back from my trip. So I'm going to do about 10 hours of live trading with the trade with Alpha Zone Pro and Trading Zone Live, Carla. Does that work for you, Carla? Let me know. I'll do 5 to 10 hours of live trading, okay? 5 to 10 hours of live trading in July. I promise I'll do that. It's the levels and MBD line, right? So, yeah, I totally understand. I assumed that 5 6 hours would be enough, but I will talk about it more extensively, and I will do 5 to 10 hours of sessions, Carla. I promise you. Let me know if that's satisfactory to you. Okay. All right. Bond market. Bond market is just. I don't. I mean, it's just in a wait and see mode. By the way, notice how well it's responding to these areas here. Okay. Or you have Trading Zone Live itself and get trading signals from you, same as Trading Pit. Okay, Guldash and Baha. I'm sorry, Guldash, if I'm mispronouncing your name. Um, trading the Trading Pit and Pro Trader Dashboard. Okay, they use similar stuff, but they're not identical services. One is a platform, one is an alert service. I use the Alpha Zone. I mean, I use the trading the I use the what, I'm losing my mind here. I use the pit. I trade in the pit what the Pro Trader dashboard gives me, but maybe 30 40%. I combine it with everything else we know. Same thing with Alpha Zone Pro. It's a machine, it's a computer. I know more than the computer. So I don't want to be restricted by a computer for trading signals. Okay. When you go on vacation, training wheels will come off. Hopefully, not too much road rash. And folks, if you're just coming in here, please, please, please give us a couple of thumbs up and make sure you're watching at 1080p. 1080p, please. 1080p. You'll be able to see us in good quality. I'm about to get into the stocks. Okay. All right. So let's talk about all of this. We got a lot to talk about, and I don't want to be late for work. The bond market is still consolidating. It's really not doing anything. It's not giving us any directional bias. It's actually very similar to what we're seeing out of the US dollar. The Listen carefully to my words. Okay? Can somebody tell Naples fan why Oracle and Adobe are not a catalyst for this morning session? Okay? So you see how the bond market is just going sideways? Look at the US dollar sideways. Now, why are we getting a little more volatility from the bond market than we're getting from the US dollar? Now, this is very important, and I want you guys to understand this because the bond market is 100 times smaller than the US dollar. It's much easier to drive the bond market, and in what I just said applies to the stock market too. Notice we've been having volatility. Look at SPY. See this? See this non-directional bias right here? Look at the US dollar. Non-directional bias. Look at bond market. Non-directional bias. Look at the US. Look at RSP, for example, equal weighted SPY. Oh, my dogs are going crazy again. See that? Very choppy. Look at the Dow. Oh my God. If you guys could only hear what I hear right now. See, very, very choppy. Not a lot of directional bias. Not a lot of directional bias. US dollar. Stocks get their mojo from the bond market and the US dollar. I was told that I have to get Trading Zone Pro and Trading Zone Live both to get SPY trading signals. Gulsha, I want to explain it to you, Gulsha, so you understand, and I'll make this very, very quick. We have not launched Trading Zone Live yet. Trading Zone Live is going to be officially launched first week of July when I come back from uh, Germany. Okay, the only people who were able to get Trading Zone at this point, Mr. Gulshan, are people who have had Alpha Zone Pro. It was a combined deal for people who bought Alpha Zone Pro. You can't get Trading Zone Live on its own till we launch it officially. When we launch it officially, Trading Zone Live is a separate service from Alpha Zone Pro. Alpha Zone Pro is my favorite way to generate signals for S&P 500 options, futures, and whatever for the indexes. But Trading Zone Live is a separate service. So now you understand how that works. Okay? But yes, you did and you do. But on that changes on the 7th of next month when we release Trading Zone Live on its own, which is why, Carla, I'm going to be doing several videos. Okay? Just want to make sure you understand. Okay, gold. I like gold right here. I really like gold. I like how gold is making higher highs. See this high, lower highs, higher highs? I like this. As long as gold, so I'm going to tell you something right now. We don't want gold to be breaking this line right here. Now, I know this line is just covering up the 50-day moving average, but it's a straight line. We don't want gold to come down here. Exactly, Jeff. That's right. What Jeff just said. So you're welcome, Gulshan. No problem. So you see this, and here, let me just draw this line here. Okay, I think we're going. Oops. I think we're going to. Oh my goodness gracious! I just can't draw anything to save my life. I guess it's me being a Picasso is not in my future. Okay, see this channel? I want to see us. I want to see us. I want to see this channel hold. And by the way, I do think getting out right here, maybe a little bit higher, about 34.44, 34.50, is not a bad idea because I think we're going to be consolidating here for quite some time, especially if the US dollar does this. Okay? So I like gold. I'd like to see if you bought gold, don't get out of it. Don't get out of your position. There's no need to get out of your position. But at the same time, be very mindful. We want gold to continue making higher highs. We don't want to see gold in the 3,260 level, okay? Crude oil. Crude oil, remember what I told you. I think we're going to come up here, but I think we're going to get stuck. This is actually slightly bullish. This is coming up because there's now less fear that we're going into a recession and a higher fear that and a higher degree that these tariffs are not going to lead into anything bad. I also believe that all the negative connotations, or the majority of the negative connotations, basically all the bad stuff from excuse me, from the tariffs is mostly assimilated in the stock market. Otherwise, the stock market, I don't think the stock market would be able to get all the way. I don't think the stock market would be able to go all the way up here from this if most of the tariff stuff wasn't already priced in. I mean, it is looking pretty good, although it needs to pull back to the 8-day EMA before going higher, but that's not here nor there. Yeah, what Jeff just said, Jeremiah, what he just said, take the E-mini S&P, take /ES and put it in the AZP and start trading it. That's the best way you're going to learn. And read and watch my video, 6-hour video that I made several of them. 10-1, Dave. And here's the link if you're interested. 10 to 1. Gustavo and Cam are always there. There we go. Okay. Let's continue. China's still moving higher. So this is positive. Whatever we're seeing, it's positive for China. Now, what I don't like is the fact that these bars are very small, which, by the way, looks very similar to US. We're in a wait and see mode right now. And remember what I said to you a few days ago. What you see right here, has to happen again. We have to touch the 8-day EMA. Until we back check like this, it's hard to go higher. We need to have a back check. We need to check the 8-day EMA. We need to get to this level right here. One of the biggest reasons why I did not do anything yesterday in the pit is because I want to wait for the SPY to get about to the 8-day EMA. I want to buy my Amazons. I want to buy my Microsofts. I want to buy my Boeing. I want to buy my IBM. I'll give you a full list in a few minutes, but I want to wait till us to get to the 8-day EMA. I've been very, very vocal on that. I think most of you have heard me say that, and I even showed you examples yesterday. I said, look, we touch the 8-day EMA, and then we go up. Now, see how we're going sideways? We can't get any air. We need to touch the 8-day EMA before going higher. Matter of fact, look at my last post yesterday in the pit. I want you to know if I don't do something in the pit, it's not because I'm busy or I'm tired. Oh, that's good. Look, I like IBM and Amazon for potential overnights, but again, we have too much global uncertainty, which both have to look what I wrote right here. It's 3:40 afternoon yesterday. This is a premium channel. Look what I wrote yesterday. I would rather wait for tomorrow to initiate. Plus, I want to see the SPY touch the 8-day EMA. Otherwise, it won't be able to generate enough momentum to go higher. We sit and wait at 3:40 in the afternoon. I like IBM. I like Amazon, but I want to wait for the SPY to touch the 8-day EMA. Well, guess what? I'm telling you exactly the same thing that I told my premium folks at 3:40 in the afternoon yesterday. I don't want to go long till we touch the 8-day EMA. Watch, I'm going to get 15 emails today. Roger, why aren't you buying these stocks? They look so good. Because I'm waiting for the SPY to touch the 8-day EMA. I'm waiting for the QQQ to touch the 8-day EMA. Do you guys understand what I'm waiting for right now, right? I'm waiting for this to back check and touch the 8-day EMA so we can go higher once again. Otherwise, we're just going to keep drifting here. We need sellers to come in and flush this out and see buyers come back in. We're not seeing any of that. I want to make sure you guys understand that. Okay? I want to make sure that you guys understand that. All right, Bitcoin. Okay, now, what's going on with Bitcoin? Hey, Bitcoin. Thanks, Jeff. I'll take a look at it. And the largest open interest going into the open on 0DT SPYs. One just saying, I'll take a look, Jeff. Thank you. I think it will happen today. I think we'll get it today or tomorrow. I think we're going to get an 8-day pullback. So, folks, I drew a Picasso for you, and I told you one of two things is going to happen. I told you right here when we broke out right here. Here's what I told you. We were right here, and I said we're going to go here and come up here, or we're going to go down here. I drew this trend line for you, and I told you that if we don't make it below this trend line and start coming back up, I would be buying. Did I not say that or what? Or not? Remember, we're going to go down to this line right here and come up, or we're going to go lower. If we go lower, we still have this support level. I drew this for you a few weeks ago. I did. I drew it for you a few weeks ago. Well, guess what? We're now back at that level. We had a bid check. We went below the 8-day EMA. We never broke this major level. And now we're back above this level that I told you I would buy. On top of that, we had some fundamental news. We had news that GME, GameStop, which I really don't care one way or another for, is going to be taking on the same business model as MSTR. In other words, they're going to be getting into chip stock, get into Bitcoins. That's another major catalyst. That's telling us that a lot of stocks or some stocks are starting to get more into Bitcoin, which is actually very bullish for Bitcoin. What else do we have going on? Stock market's not doing anything. The news in China doesn't really impact Bitcoin. I just gave you a couple of good catalysts, and we have an upside area here. Would I be buying here? Yes, I would, as long as some point today we have a bid check back into this line. What? Yes, right here. I want this to come down here or to the 8-day EMA right here. I want this to pull back to the 8-day EMA, and then I want to start buying, assuming it breaks above this area again. So I want this bar right here. I can't be any more specific with you. This is today's trading action. I want this to come down to the 85.25 or the 84 level, and then bounce back and start making a higher high. Capiche? Good, Gregory. Good. Good. Folks, don't forget, thumbs up. Give us some thumbs up. We got 566 people here. Let's get some thumbs up. All right, let's break down the stock market, okay? Let's break down the entire stock market. Now, I really like talking about all of this because this gives us a really good position of where we are. It kind of grounds us like a compass. We don't have major Fed data today. We have bill auctions, treasury auctions. That may be a catalyst, but that's not here nor there. Tomorrow we have the biggest report of the week. Right here, I highlighted X food and energy. The number's expected to be worse, which means if tomorrow's going to be the first time we see if tariffs are starting to eat into our economy. That's why this number is expected to be 2.9. If this number is not 2.9, if it's 2.8, we're going to see a pretty good rally. And if this number is not 2.5, but it's 2.3, we're going to see a pretty good rally. If it's 2.5 or 3, we're going to have some problems. Then Trump can say, "Hey, I told you we need to lower rates. We need to lower rates." And the Fed's like, "No, not yet, not yet." So are we going to see weakness or are we going to see strength? What I find interesting is that already the consensus priced in is a worse number than a year ago. See that? And if it is going to be 2.9 and 2.5, I bet you $100 that the Fed is going to start blaming tariffs, whether it's true or not. You guys know that. You guys know that, obviously. Okay. All right. U.S.-China extended into a second day. Investors are cautiously waiting. By the way, I wanted to see something. Tell me, folks, how was volume yesterday in the SPY? Let me just take a quick look. Fairly low. Yeah. Everybody's waiting. Let me take a quick look here. You're not going to get much follow through with this volume. Wait for a check back to the 8-day EMA. I'm telling you. Wait for a pullback to the 8-day EMA. And volume is low. So there's just not much there. There's not much firepower. Do you understand why I didn't do anything? Do you understand why I posted this for you yesterday? I like Amazon and IBM, but if I could find a better time to buy it, why not? While first day of negotiations yielded no breakthrough, I really don't care about how optimistic they are or what they're saying. They're going to tell us till July 9th. They're going to be telling us how beautiful and how great everything is. I want to see deals being done. What we're doing with China's not easy. Well, you didn't say that to us before you didn't get elected, did you? You said you're making good progress. He's getting good reports. That means nothing. I want to see a deal. A deal. Right. I want to see a deal because the way I'm looking at it, July 9th is going to come and we're not going to have any deals. Chip stocks gained ground. I warned you yesterday that chips were a catalyst. They were. ARM, AMD. I like some chip stocks. Tesla was a catalyst yesterday. It was up 4%. They're starting to have second thoughts about not being best buddies. I don't know what to make of this, except I don't like Elon Musk, and I never liked Elon Musk, and I told you guys that 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, a year ago, 6 months ago, 3 months ago, a month ago, and yesterday. And I'm going to keep telling you that. I don't like that guy. I never liked him, and I don't like him. Now, if Tesla is going to get bullish, I'm going to love Tesla. I don't like that guy. I smell BS with him. I don't like that guy. I never did, and I don't like that guy. Intuitive Surgical, some healthcare stocks sold off. He's a shady character. The reports will be scrutinized for any indication that Trump's tariffs are feeding through the price. This is what I was just telling you a minute ago. This report right here. See how 2.9, 2.5. The consensus is worse than the number a year ago. Look, that's very, very bad. Yeah, exactly. And there's one deal we ever signed. China has not respected one deal we ever. Yeah, that's true. Trading chip stocks for rare earth. Both sides know where the strengths are. Exactly, exactly. So, so you see, this report will be scrutinized for any indication the tariffs are feeding through. Notice Trump's tariffs. Trump's tariffs. I love how they Trump's tariffs. Well, because the truth is, he's the only guy that really wants these tariffs. CPI is expected to increase. So if the CPI hasn't increased, that's going to be really positive tomorrow. Okay. The Fed is not going to make any adjustments. The economy is doing just fine right now based on everything we've seen. GME, remember I told you cryptocurrency space? That's a catalyst. That's a catalyst, folks. GameStop is looking to follow playbook of MSTR, and the chart is looking really nice on it. Just maybe a little pullback to this level right here. It doesn't look bad here. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Europe is down a little bit. UBS, we're going to be looking at bank stocks today. They're down 7%. They would require additional 26 billion in capital. We're definitely going to be looking at bank stocks today. Thank you, Beatrice. China revealed earlier gains and closed lower today as investors remain cautious ahead of the outcome of the ongoing China. We know what's going on there, that we obviously are paying close attention to that. Close slightly high. Notice, I'm not even reading this. I'm just highlighting it and just saying a few words, and you already know what I'm talking about. That's the power of going through the catalysts every morning. And now you guys will be looking at catalysts all day long. Instead of just doing this and randomly looking at whatever CNBC is saying, you guys can have a roadmap of what's really driving price today. Japan closed higher. They're optimistic. Real estate, pharmaceutical stocks, not really anything going on over there. Tesla rose 2%. Anytime a mega cap goes up or down more than 1%, it's a catalyst. Now, even though I don't like Elon Musk, does that have any bearing on me trading Tesla? Zero. I will trade Tesla to the upside. I will trade Tesla to the downside. I will do iron condors on Tesla. And actually, 14 minutes before the market closed yesterday, I told Matt I wanted to do a bull put spread on Tesla. We didn't have enough time to send it out to you guys. We would have been up pretty this morning. Just didn't have enough time. We had like 12 minutes in the day. Yeah, I'm not a fan of him. I'm not a fan of this guy. Sorry, just not a fan of his. Not everybody likes Elon Musk. And I never did, by the way. So again, but the stock is up and we're going to be watching it because if you look at Tesla, which is right below the 8-day EMA, if Tesla can get above this level right here, we got some firepower. And if Tesla can get above this level right here, we got some firepower. So we got two levels that Tesla needs to break. We need to get into this level, and then we need to get above this level, 324 and 353. Okay? This level here maybe needs to be adjusted a little bit here. It's right here. Right there. 356.39 and 325 and 355. Those are the two levels you need to pay attention to. Would have been didn't have enough time. I needed to send it out and we didn't have enough time in one click to send it out. Taiwan Semiconductor gained more than 1%. That's a catalyst. That's a catalyst. Chips are still a catalyst for two reasons now. Casey Store, that's a catalyst. Why? They're very, very related. And McDonald's is also retail food. McDonald's got downgraded. Casey's got upgraded. We're going to be looking at consumer staples, consumer discretionary today, for sure. For sure. So now back to my catalysts. Bitcoin, GME, UBS Financial, Tesla, TSM, consumer stocks. Plus all the stuff that Richard from Puente Gorda said. Apple, because they're still in the conference. They may still come out with something. And obviously China, US. That's the big one. Eagle says, made excellent profit for 15 days only. One down. The man talking is the reason. Thank you, Eagle Beagle. I appreciate it. Very, very kind of you. Very, very nice of you. Let me actually put that in there. All right. It's always going to be twice the national average. How is your MDS relevant to the market today? How is MDS? You mean McDonald's? Right here, look, fell 1%. They got downgraded, and Casey's is up 10%. Whenever you had food stocks, anything relating to food, this is definitely a catalyst for consumer staples, consumer discretionary. We're going to get a movement as a result of this in consumer staples and consumer discretion, like restaurant stocks and like 99-cent stores, Dollar General, Dollar Tree, all the foods, all the fast food restaurants, there. This is really Buffalo Bills, Jack in the Box, all of those stocks, and so yeah, yeah. Yes, it is. Casey's is a big deal because consumer staples, Kroger, this will move Kroger, this will move the supermarkets. This will move, it's like chip stocks. It's like chip stocks. They're together. People look at them. People understand that food companies are related. The odds are if Casey's has a problem, then Dollar General has a problem. Okay, let's talk momentum. What's leading right now? Well, what a surprise. What a surprise. Bitcoin is now in number second spot. What a surprise. Semiconductors are leading. Russell 2000, retail, that's interest rates. Home builders, this is interest rates. Technology, Bitcoin, that's interest rate. That means lower rates, lower rates. Markets are looking at lower rates, material, industrial, communication, QQQ. You got everything here except for consumer discretionary. Okay. Again, technology, interest rates is moving. That's positive for the market. That's bullish for the market. Let's hope it stays that way. Consumer staples, utilities, real estate, healthcare. The boring stocks are here. The speculative stocks are here. Now, is it a perfect line? No, you have consumer discretionary financials here. You have communication and QQQ in the middle. So there's still a lot of weight, but I like this. I like semiconductors, Bitcoin, and Russell, and retail and home builders. That's interest rate. That means lower interest rates are at play, potentially at play. And remember, the market starts discounting everything. What about stocks? Do we have a clean breakout? 67 stocks making 52-week highs. No major momentum. What about 50-day highs? 108. What did we have yesterday? 112. Numbers not getting any higher. We need to hit that 8-day EMA. What about 20-day highs? 327 yesterday, 339. Momentum is not increasing to the upside. Folks, momentum is not increasing to the upside since yesterday. We really need to get to touch this 8-day EMA. Otherwise, we're just going to be going sideways like this. We need some elasticity to the market. We're just going to go sideways. We need to touch this 8-day or come down here and then rally. Okay. Yes, nuclear stocks, Mike. Nuclear stocks. I've talked about it a lot of times. SMG, nuclear stocks, utility stocks, SMR. Look at SMR, Mike, SMR. What ETF would these stocks lift? What ETF would these stocks lift? Just Barry, just the QQQ. Yeah, he can be talking about a new Fed chair all he wants, but since he elected Powell, he can't fire him till Powell's term expires. But he is considering Kevin Hassett, replacing him with Hassett, so he can have a yes man. That would mean my ex-partner would be the head of the Fed if that happened. That'd be pretty interesting, wouldn't it? That would be an interesting development in all of this. All right. Remember, folks, today in the VIP room, here's the link for the VIP room. What am I doing in the VIP room today? Uh, uh, Let me just give you my agenda. So this is what I'm covering in the VIP room today. I just posted a link. What is seasonality in stocks? What is basket trading? What does seasonality happen? Why does seasonality happen? Which month is seasonality the strongest? How to get the most out of seasonality in the stock market? Which technical methods work best with seasonality? Several stocks that are strong in seasonality this month. Okay. I think it's next year. So I'm going to be really talking a lot about seasonality. Here's the link again. And customer service live. If you guys want I'm taking the gloves off today for seasonality, okay? Taking the gloves off. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the stock market. We don't have a lot of directional momentum. We do have good stocks leading us right now. If you look at the number of stocks making 90-day highs, it's just barely over 100. The problem is this number has to get bigger. It can't just stay at 100 and get stuck here, or it's not going to go anywhere. 100 is a good start, and you have no stocks breaking down. To me, it looks like we're in a very, very choppy, non-directional market till we get some resolution from Trump and China. This is more of a consolidation. If you look at mega caps right now, see that? Look, just consolidation. We need to touch the 8-day EMA. Yesterday, we touched the 8-day EMA. We're now a little higher. We need to touch the 8-day EMA again. We need to keep touching the 8-day EMA so we can keep keying off. Otherwise, we're going to get overextended. And then we need to really come down. Okay? If you look at QQQ, you'll see the same thing. We need to touch this 8-day EMA or break this 8-day EMA and then go back above it, or this is going to become very elastic. I think that's a real word. I'm not sure. It's going to lose elasticity. Let me show you IWM at the 200-day moving average. Not a lot of firepower here. More likely than not, coming back right here, coming back to the 8-day EMA. What about SMH? SMH is coming up to a very, very important level, which I showed you a year ago, almost a year ago. We're getting up to that level. What happens when we get to that level? Yeah, Jill, I just don't like him personally. I don't like that guy. He makes me feel very uncomfortable. By the way, Jill, he's the richest man in the world. How many charities has he contributed to? Just out of curiosity, how many charities has he contributed to? I don't know the answer, but he's the richest guy in the world. You would think he's pretty charitable. How charitable is he? Just just factually speaking, does he give a lot of money to charity? Usually you see how, because see, Jill, everything you just mentioned, you can argue he did it for business reasons. He did it to improve his business. But how much money has he given to charity? That's what I want to know. See, I measure billionaires by how much they give. That's what I'm saying. Has he given his charity? That's what I want to know. All right. Let's look at XLK. Needs to come back to the 8-day EMA. Okay. Right here. Right here. We need to come back. Everything is screaming we need to come back to the 8-day EMA. I don't waste my energy. I just don't like the guy. Am I allowed not to like someone? Like, folks, Like, don't you guys have people you don't like? I don't like this guy. I never liked him. My reason for not liking him is very, very simple. I think he's doing too much. He's doing too much. I like people who focus on one thing, one or two things. I think he's doing too much. I think he's putting out too many fires. That's my problem with him. Yeah. All right. Well, somebody asked me, Heacock fan, what, I'm giving my opinion. I'm allowed to have an opinion last time I checked. All right, let me give you stocks that I like. Look, I'm going to tell you, he's been telling us since 2015, every single year, that he's going to come up with a fully autonomous car. He's lied every single year since 2015. Okay. That's why I don't like him. I don't like people who spin shit. He likes to spin things too much. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I don't think he's stable. And if anybody's going to argue with me after what happened last week or last few days and tell me that he is stable, then you need to go to a psychiatrist. That's what I'm going to say. All right. Yeah, of course. Everybody's got their own opinion. Everybody's got their own opinion. All right. All right. Bearish stock, bro. PRMB, bearish stock, bearish stocks. AXGN. There you go. Sorry to hear that, curious cat. All right, that's good. That's good. 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 Good going. Good going. Good. Apparel, SATS. These are my bearish stocks. Musa. Folks, let's not turn this into a whole thing. I'm just telling you, I'm just telling you that I don't like the guy. I'm allowed not to like him. You don't have to like everybody. Musa, VTR, and PRMB. Yeah, I think I gave this one already. Yeah. Let me give you long ones now I like. DRI. Oh my. Darden Restaurant. I like the stock. MSFT. I like Micron and KLAC, but I don't like chip stocks because I think we're at that 265 level right now, and this is a little overbought. So I would be looking at this for a pullback, and I would be looking at this for a pullback. Uh, right there. I like Boeing. Oh, that's not Boeing. Why does it always do this? BA. Why does it do that? There we go. Now I got Boeing. Always does this. It's very nice. RTX. RTX. Folks, none of us, not all of us are going to like everybody. I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's not a big deal. I like IBM. I like CTVA a lot, actually. This looks really nice. I like IONS. IONS. That would work, right, RJ? Boeing in space, right? The stock is breaking above the 200, which is beautiful. On volume, by the way. On volume. Rich, take a look at this one. And oh, I already gave you that one. And CCK. Nice looking stock. Folks, again, as I mentioned earlier today, I have a very special VIP room today where I will be talking about seasonality, not Tesla, but seasonality. Okay. Um, what is seasonality? Why it happens? What month is the strongest? Which technical method works best? What is basket trading? How to get the most out of seasonality? Several seasonality stocks for June and their dates. All that is happening in the VIP room today. If you want customer service live, it's all right here. Cam and Gustavo and Jax Boberman will be there today. Folks, my biggest concern right now is this. I want to show you my biggest concern, and I got to get out of here. And please don't hate me just because I'm not a fan of Elon Musk. I mean, not everybody loves everybody. I mean, I think we have to pull back here. I think we're going to go sideways and need to pull back until we hear this announcement. I don't think the market is ready to go higher. And I think where we're at right now, we have a rubber band, a short-term rubber band that's doing this. As a matter of fact, I want to show you this. If you look at performance levels right here, you'll notice something interesting. Whoops. You'll notice that a lot of the stocks, look at 50-day moving average. You got industrial 92%, 88%, basic material 88%. Just want to show you guys something. I want to show you guys this. Look where industrial stocks are on the 50-day moving average. I appreciate it, Jill. I appreciate it. Thank you. I know. We're just having a conversation. It's okay to have an opinion, guys. Yes, Larry. There's an announcement later today or tomorrow from between China and Trump. So please, folks, give me another minute. I want to show you this. So you see, look at industrial stocks. Look at the 50-day moving average. Let me go back 20 years. Okay. Do you see my problem right now with the market? Yeah, Jeff. Yeah. And hold on. Let me finish up, please, folks. I'm running out of time, but I wanted to show you this. This is important. Look at industrial stocks right now. Here. I want to show you guys this. Look at technology. Look at infotech. Do you guys see what I'm saying, Jeff? Rich, do you see my point? In the short term, we're getting a little toppy, but in the big scheme of things, only 44%. Look, 75%, 44%. That's not good. If this is 75%, I would want to see this at least at 55, 60%. And if you look at we still have 49% of stocks trading only 49% of stocks trading above the 200 days. So we're showing really strong strength on the short-term level and a lot of vulnerability on the long-term basis, which is why I don't want you guys to go crazy. I don't want you guys to go crazy today. There's a lot of stuff that looks overbought right now. Industrial, infotech. Be careful right now. Be careful. Again, I'm going to show you this one. This look. This is 10 years monthly on info technology. Okay, let's go 20 years. Do you see that? So we are not. But if this is okay if you have the support for it. But here's the support for it. Let me show you what the support for this is. 49%. And in terms of the big scheme of things, I really have to get out of here. You only have 44%. So 75 versus 45, it looks to me like you have a handful of stocks that are moving up a lot and making it look like the market wants to go higher. But when you look deep in, when you go deep in, you don't even have 50% of stocks trading above the 50-day line. Jeff says we are in a sideways for the last 6 months, so that isn't unexpected. We need to break higher, retest, keep moving if we are done with the exactly. You and Richard seem to understand it exactly. Folks, if you're not understanding everything that I just said, and I didn't mean to, I'm going to try to just not get into any kind of, I was thinking talking about uh, Musk right now wouldn't be as sensitive because, I mean, he's kind of on the outs right now, but I'm not trying to be political here. I'm just telling you what I personally think. And I think everybody's entitled to their own opinion for whatever reason. Okay. Thank you guys for being here. If you want to watch the replay of this show, here's the link. I just posted it. Please join me. I'm going to have a very, very special session today in the VIP room for seasonality. And I'm going to give you a link for Customer Service Live where every one of you should go between 10 and noon. All right. I will see you guys. It's okay to have an opinion. Of course. Of course. Right. Right. I'll see you guys later. Have a fantastic day, everybody. And feel free to email me, roger@rogerscott.com. Just please, no basic customer service questions because they clog my inbox and it takes me longer to answer real trading questions. Bye, guys. Have a great day, everybody. Have a great day. Folks, please don't. I'm not trying to be political. I'm not trying to incite anybody. I'm just trying to get you inside my head. That's all I'm trying to do, to get you to see the market from my perspective. And if you don't share my opinion, that's fine too. That's great. I love it. Bye, everybody. Have a fantastic day.